I'm now joined by John Pugh. John is the owner of the Ottawa Fury soccer team here in Ottawa and one of the 5 members of the Ottawa Sports and Entertainment Group. John, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
All right, John, so we're getting Lansdowne Park redeveloped here, and we're going to bring in a couple new sports franchises. What would it mean to have, having a professional sports team within the city of Ottawa? What does that mean to the community?
I think it brings an extra vitality and vibrancy to the community, and in terms of the football franchise, the CFL franchise that's coming back, obviously that's something that's been here in the past that many people have missed, and we'll be happy to have back. And in terms of soccer, again, we've had some samples of soccer with the U20 Women's World Cup in 2007, and I think people are really looking forward to having a real professional soccer franchise in the city.
The 67s play on Lansdowne Park. We've had CFL here before. Why is Lansdowne Park a good location for these franchises to take place?
Well, I think it's very central, for one thing. I think it'll be an even better location, clearly, than it is today. Once we're finished with the redevelopment of the stadium, I think it's going to be a place that everybody wants to come. It's going to be a destination. It's going to be more than a stadium. You're going to want to come and have a meal before the game, and then watch the game in comfort and great concessions, and hopefully a great product on the field.
So, we're talking about the product on the field here. We've had 2 CFL teams here that have failed before. So why should the people of Ottawa believe that we can have a soccer team and a football team that can be successful in Ottawa?
Well, we did a survey in that respect, and we found that almost an equal number of people wanted to have a soccer franchise here as have a football franchise. Yes, it's true that in the past there have been some failed football franchises here, but I don't think we've ever seen the quality of management and ownership that we're going to have with this team going forward.
So you're talking a little about the ownership here, but what is it about this ownership that's special here?
Well, first of all, they're local people. They're all philanthropic people. They're all people who are doing this because they love the city of Ottawa. They want us to have professional teams in the city that we can be very, very proud of. And they're all very successful in their own right in terms of running sports franchises, or in fact building retail centers and housing and so on. They're all very, very well-known people, and I think very, very highly respected across the city.
Now, you're a soccer guy, owner of the Fury. You've built a pretty good team there, put a good product on the field. Now, tell me a little bit about the league that you would be bringing to Ottawa.
It's the North American Soccer League. Most people have heard of Major League Soccer, MLS. Vancouver, Toronto, and next year Montreal will play in that. NASL is one rung down from that. It is where Montreal, Vancouver, and Toronto all sort of learned their trade in a way. So it's really a good place for us to start. Montreal are just leaving the NASL to go up and play in the MLS, and San Antonio's coming into the NASL to take their place.
And what kind of level of soccer will we see, really exciting, what kind of brand of soccer will we see with this league at Lansdowne Park here?
Well, I've had a chance to watch the league this season, and I went to the league final a couple of weeks ago, and it's a really, really good brand of soccer. Montreal, when they were in the NASL this year, gave Vancouver and the MLS a very, very good run for their money in the Canadian Neutral Light Championship. So I think we're going to see a very exciting brand of soccer, and we will get the chance as an Ottawa franchise to play against Vancouver, Montreal, and Toronto in that Neutral Light Championship, and I'm sure that the stadium's going to be packed when we try and knock them off.
And how will this help develop Canadian soccer, because that's something that everybody's interested in as this sport grows?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it is. We've seen already the professional teams, Montreal, Vancouver, Toronto, step up and introduce academy programs similar to the ones that are in Europe that are used for the development of young players. The Fury has made that one of its ultimate goals as well, and I'm sure when we have an Ottawa franchise in the NASL, we'll have a very, very active development program and hope to develop players that can step on the field and represent Ottawa in the NASL.
So what's the market like for soccer in Ottawa right now?
I think it's great. We in 2007, which was the last time there was any meaningful event held in the stadium, we had 27,000 people, 5 or 6 times over. It's pretty much sellouts for every single game when we had the 2007 U20 World Cup here. And I think that's left a sort of feeling amongst soccer fans, come on, let's bring it on, let's have our own team to support.
And if it's redeveloped in time, can we expect maybe having the Women's World Cup in 2015 here at Lansdowne?
Yeah, that's certainly one of our goals, actually. The U20 version of that is in 2014. The full version's in 2015. We've got a heck of a job now to do as well as the Germans did in hosting that event last year. But you know, having a new stadium here in Ottawa will stand us in good stead, and hopefully we'll be selected as one of the host cities.
All right, John, thanks so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.